The city of Waterdeep is one of the largest and most influential members of the Lord's Alliance. Known as the City of Splendours or the Crown of the North, Waterdeep is seen as a central trading hub where surrounding kingdoms found to the north, south, east and west. Merchants of all notoriety funnel their valuables to the city, some even prospering as far as to open up retail operations and become the largest magical item trader on the Sword Coast. But as you might suspect, such a large and thriving trading operation beckons criminals of all types. While Waterdeep at one point in time had a functioning thieves guild, over 100 years ago it was destroyed and never quite regained its footing until recent years, that is, when the power vacuum took the interest of a many-eyed individual that we know as Xanathar. Many of us as DMs are familiar with Xanathar, as he is the face of the supplementary book Xanathar's Guide to Everything. What do we know if we were in the world of Faerun? What do we know about the shady character? Xanathar originally arrived in the city of Waterdeep as a follower of Xanath, with the task of displacing the Lords of Waterdeep with a ruler that was friendly with his enemy. Waterdeep at the time was ruled by a number of anonymous lords, which is one of the multiple reasons that criminals could not pull the guild back together. They found it was difficult to trust in one another, as anyone could have connections to the Lords of Waterdeep, and there would be no way of knowing who due to the anonymity. Very quickly, Xanathar noticed an opportunity to prosper on his own, when it came to his attention that the city lacked a thieves guild. Forgoing his previous allegiance, deep in the sewers of the bustling city of Waterdeep, Xanathar established his new thieves guild. Members of the guild were a mix of fighters, rogues, sorcerers, wizards, and experts of all kinds. Lower rings of the guilds knew very little of Xanathar. In fact, very few of the higher-ranking members had ever talked to Xanathar, and even fewer still knew that his true form was that of a beholder. So you might be asking, what is a beholder? A beholder, also known as an eye tyrant, are large aberrations often found scattered across Faerun, but originate from the subterranean caverns known as the Underdark. Huge eye in the center of the body, a mouth that wraps nearly the full width of the creature filled with jagged teeth, and 10 writhing tentacles, each with a different coloured eye found at the end of the limb. Although most of these attributes they nearly all have in common, beholders can come in all colours and textures. The tentacles, known as eye stalks, are where the real danger in combat lies. Depending on the level of the beholder, as a singular attack, the beholder can shoot lasers from multiple eye stalks, which can inflict targets with a number of inflictions. Of these inflictions, slowing being arguably the best option, and disintegration being the worst. And as a cherry on top, the central eye can cast a cone of anti-magic. Powerful, incredibly intelligent, and terrifying to face in combat for any party of adventurers. Xanathar was the given name of the first beholder, but unbeknownst to his crew, the original Xanathar was killed and replaced by a beholder known as, bear with me here, Peru Sakai. Peru Sakai claimed the title of Xanathar as their own, but was not the last to do so. Whether it be through assassination or peaceful succession, the amount of beholders that have claimed the title is estimated to be 14, with the current title being held by Zushax. Zushax initially spent his time poring over the rare texts accumulated through the years, which resulted in a growing thirst for more knowledge. So much so that they toyed with the idea of revealing their true identity outside their trusted circle to gain more power. But ultimately, Zushax's paranoia prevented them from ever really leaving their lair, but managed to expand their territory to include most of Skullport. So much so that Xanathar's influence caused most local businesses to shut down, and those that were permitted to remain open encouraged to pay Xanathar's guild for protection. The current Xanathar's main drive is to gain more powerful knowledge, setting their sights on infiltrating the Candlekeep library with the hopes of indulging on the most secret of knowledge. But perchance there is already another beholder that has their sight set on the infamous title. Also, as a side note, the only thing Xanathar, or Zushax, the current Xanathar, loves as much as himself is Silgar. See this little guy in the jar? His pet goldfish. Something that Xanathar's men has kept secret from them is that the original goldfish died years ago, and his men occasionally replace him as they know to avoid the rage of Xanathar where possible. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. We are Dopes and Dragons. We do all sorts of D&D videos. This is the first of this kind of like lore type video, so it's a little baby one, but if you like it, let us know, and we might do more of them. As always, we are affiliated with Dakota Irish, which is an amazing Irish D&D website. Find all your D&D goodies there. When we use our code, if you use code Dopes and Dragons, you get 10% off your order too. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Chat to you later.